renovation. You only mention on phone here that they are coming for renovation. Nothing else.
Service Union, Chukwuka Osuma, is calling for urgent renovation.
Before it was suspended, and he has inspected place and said
on the 7th floor have already been abandoned, while others are using buckets to keep electrical connections from being submerged. Positive news from Gokana. For delivering quality projects within his short time in office, the administrator of Gokana local government, Professor Gospel Ayer, is getting praise from River State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibogete Ibas. Speaking at the commissioning of some of those projects, Mr. Ibas described Professor Ayer's administration as one of the best, given the number of projects he has executed. The Sole Administrator was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Ibibia Loki Warika.
We must have a space in our hearts for those projects that satisfy both present and future generations. And given the very short lifespan of this administration, I think Professor Kwe has done quite a lot within this period. And we just want to say thank you to him and thank you to the people of Gokana.
On his part, Professor Kwe said his administration has left a lasting legacy in Gokana. He explained that his decision to embark on the project was driven by his love for the people.
I remember that the primary schools in Gokana were in dilapidated condition. I took a bold step, identifying 2 of the schools in the upland and 2 of the schools in the riverine. And by the grace of God, we were able to renovate and remodel those schools. An environment also tells on the learning attitude of the child. I want to announce to us that I have changed the environment for them by remodeling their school.
Projects commissioned include community primary schools in Bodo, Bomo, Bera and Bidere, as well as the Bera internal roads. The event attracted several dignitaries, including APC South Chairman Victor Giadom, former Secretary to the River State Government Kenneth Kobadi, and former Agricultural Commissioner Fred Mako. Moving on, the River State Civil Rights Council has condemned the assault on a police officer in Wolorumibo as jungle justice.
The Civil Rights State chapter condemned the act of jungle justice. The youth that carried out this jungle justice on the 3 suspects that were alleged of taking out drugs, which included a police officer, should be arrested.
He called on CP Adebojo to prosecute those involved and also urged a proper investigation, including a drug test for the officer concerned. You'll recall that police operatives raided the community yesterday and arrested some residents over alleged drug-related offenses. In a related story, the traditional ruler of Omoma, His Royal Majesty King Barrister Onyekachi Amon, has teamed up with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to sensitize youth in the area on the dangers of drug abuse. The awareness lecture held at the King's Palace in Iberi brought together traditional rulers, CDC chairmen, and youth leaders from all 52 communities in Omoma. Resolutions from the meeting include taking the campaign against drug abuse directly to young people across the communities. King Amon praised the NDLEA commander in Omoma, Ukwe Klioye, for the initiative and pledged his support for the fight. He also urged youth to shun crime and remain peaceful. Youth and CDC leaders at the event promised to hold regular meetings to sustain the campaign and support effort to curb the menace in Omoma. To education matters now, university staff are not the only ones threatening to go on strike. Their counterparts in polytechnics have given the federal government 21 days to meet their demands or face industrial action. At their General Executive Council meeting in Kano, the unions suggested issues affected by repeated negotiations. Now, if you plan to get a new passport, then you need to pay attention to this next information. There is a new price for Nigerian passport following an announcement by the federal government. A 32-page passport with 5-year validity will now cost 100,000 naira, up from 50,000 naira, while a 64-page passport with 10-year validity has also doubled to 200,000 naira. The new fees take effect from Monday, September 1st. Back here in River State, the resident pastor of Salvation Ministries Glass House in Port Harcourt, Pastor Torukwe Marian David West, has celebrated his 60th birthday with a focus on giving back to the community. As part of the week-long activities, Pastor David West awarded scholarships to indigent and less privileged students across River State from primary school to the university level. He also visited 2 orphanages in Port Harcourt, the Constant Mercy and Praise Children's Home in Rumagolo and Good News Support Children's Home in Rumolumeni, where he donated food, toiletries, clothing, and cash. The Diamond Jubilee celebration featured evangelism, family tributes, and ended with a Thanksgiving service filled with songs of gratitude. Pastor David West says he is thankful for the gift of life and the opportunity to serve both God and humanity. Through these gestures, the Salvation Minister's pastor is being described as a shining example of faith, service, and compassion whose impact will continue to touch lives for years to come. And now in business, the group CEO of NNPC Limited, Bayo Ojulari, says the company is considering a partnership with a professional refinery operator to fix Nigeria's refining challenges. He explained that technical assessments of the country's 3 refineries have been completed, with a recent commercial review of the Port Harcourt refinery showing the need for a new business model. Ojulari noted that years of poor maintenance left the refineries of up to 500 million naira monthly. He said operations were halted to stop the losses while the company works on a more sustainable and profitable arrangement.
And now we bring you news from around the world.
The director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Susan Monarez, is in a standoff with the Trump administration after the White House announced she had been fired. Monarez, who has only been in the role for a month, says she refused to approve what she called unscientific and reckless directives. Her lawyers argue her dismissal is unlawful, insisting only President Trump has the authority to remove her. The White House says she was let go because she was not aligned with the president's agenda.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's the news, but before we go, here's a recap of the day's biggest stories. We told you that the Risiek police say they're ready for Saturday's local government elections. You also heard about the different legal battles ahead of Rivers Council elections. We informed you that the sole administrator has ordered early closure of work today for civil servants in Rivers State. We also reported that the PDP is considering ex-president Jonathan and Peter Obi for 2027. The news was edited by Ufoma Ebamono. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.